The design screen allows you to create designs from scratch or edit and modify existing designs or laser jobs. The design screen is identified with the letter T next to a pencil icon at the top of the screen and can be navigated by selecting that icon or by choosing any of the designs in the Manage screen shown here. Along the top of the screen is the main toolbar. The first icon is the New Design button. Selecting this will start a new blank design page. Next is the Import button, which will allow you to import and open designs directly into the design screen. These files will show on the list of designs on the left side of the screen. Selecting any of these design files will open that design. These design files can also be deleted by clicking the small trash can next to the file. The Designs list is a searchable list using the top search bar. Any active file can be saved with the Save button. When changes are made, it will automatically prompt you to save if this is not selected when moving to another design. If changes are made and you want the design saved as another name, the Save as New button can be used. Rubber stamp mode converts a design into a mirrored and inverted rubber stamp file. When this button is selected, the chosen design is converted and saved as a new separate file in the design list, leaving the original file unchanged. The Selection tool is used to select objects on the screen. Use this tool to choose highlighted components by moving the Selection tool over the designs. The Line tool will draw a line. The Circle tool will draw a circle or oval. The Rectangle tool will draw a square or rectangle. The Polygon tool will draw a polygon, triangle, or star. The Import Image to Design will import an image into this design. The Text tool allows text to be added to the design. The Color list on the right side of the page can be used to change the color of any selected object or fix colors that may not be correct. The Text toolbar that shows when text is typed allows for standard text, font, size, width, and weight adjustments. The Undo and Redo button allows for undo and redo of a project's progress. The Fit to Page button will adjust the page to the design, and the drop-down menu on the Fit to Page will allow for adjustable margins. The Zoom tools allow for zooming in and out of the project by using the buttons, computer mouse wheel, or by using the zoom selection and drawing a box around the location that needs to be zoomed into. To reset the zoom, select the zoom percentage and this will automatically reset the zoom to the page. When multiple objects need to be joined or welded together, like this circle and square, select the objects that need to be welded together, then select the Union tool. The next tool is the Intersection tool. This tool can be used in a couple of different ways. First, select the object to intersect, then select the letter C on your computer's keyboard, and that will turn that selection into a dashed line. Then select both objects and select the Intersection tool. This will clip out the selection of that drawing. This same tool can also be used to clip a photograph. Open a photograph and then draw the object to which you want to clip the photo. In this example, a circle. For this to work, select the circle, then select the letter C on your computer's keyboard. That will turn the object selected to a dashed line. Then select both objects, in this case the circle and the photograph, and then select the Intersection tool. This will clip out the photo into that shape. The next tool is the Difference tool, which works the same way as the Intersection tool, by selecting the object, then selecting the letter C on your computer's keyboard. And that will turn that selection into a dashed line. Then select both objects and select the Difference tool button. This will clip out the selection of that drawing. The final tool in the same group is the Exclusion tool. This works the same way as the previous two, but is only helpful on filled objects. I will fill the objects first, then selecting the object to intersect, selecting the letter C on the keyboard again, and that will again turn that selection to a dashed line. Then select both objects and select the Exclusion tool. This will clip out the center selection of that drawing. It is also possible to trace a graphic in Ruby from a solid color bitmap, JPEG, or PNG non-vector or pixelated file formats. First, open and select the solid color image. Then select the Trace Image tool. Adjust the tools as needed, depending on the quality. Then select Trace. This will produce a traced outline of the non-vector image, converting it into a vector image that can be laser cut. The original picture can then be deleted, and the traced image can be used as needed. When multiple cuts are needed in a design, it can be time-consuming to move, adjust, and rotate components in a file to fit onto a sheet of material. This is where the handy nesting tool is used. First, select everything that needs to be nested, then select the Nest Shapes tool. This will automatically arrange, rotate, and position the cut files together, efficiently saving time and material costs. Please note that this tool may take a few minutes to complete, depending on the complexity of the design. Text, images, and other design elements can be aligned and distributed using the Align and Distribute tool. When selecting separate design components, this tool enables centering, alignment, and even line spacing when needed. Elements can also be positioned precisely on the plate. For positioning graphics together, use the Snapping tool. With this tool, objects will automatically snap to the edges or the center of an object, or the design page when used. Center snapping will show as dashed lines on the screen at each snap location. When engraving a design element like this star using thick line weights, the outline scaling tool may be necessary. This will allow the design element to maintain the same look as it is scaled up and down. Without this tool, the design's line will not change, producing a thick line when scaled down. The Grid button will turn on the grid as needed. This tool defaults on but can be turned off with this button. If your laser system is equipped with a Vision Design and Position camera, or VDP, this camera can be turned on and off here. If the camera location needs to be adjusted, the Camera Adjust Image tool will allow the camera video to be moved to fit the design. On the right side of the screen is the design name that can be changed as needed. The size of the page can be manually entered here. Searchable tags can also be added if required, such as material thickness and notes. Selected design element dimension size can be adjusted here. This dimension can be locked and unlocked to maintain the aspect ratio. The 9 squares for that location can be selected to identify the design's location point on the screen. Mirroring tools for mirroring horizontal or vertical are located here. Here is the adjustment for a rotation factor for rotating design elements. When a non-vector photo is selected, the Invert button will show, allowing images to be inverted when needed. When a vector line or element is selected, this tool allows a closed outline to be filled or outlined with this tool. Line thickness on a vector line can be adjusted here. Layers are all the design elements in the drawing. They can be selected in that layer and deleted as needed. All colors can be chosen independently of other colors, so that can be changed using the color palette. When design elements, such as text and photos, are selected, a small pencil icon will show in the upper right-hand corner. Selecting the icon will allow these elements to be changed, such as editing the text or font, or by adjusting the tone curve of this photograph to improve the engraving details onto some materials. The question mark button at the top of the page will identify the keyboard shortcuts on this page. And finally, when the job is ready to be laser processed, the blue Create button can be pushed to move that job to the Prepare screen.